to decide if I'm going to share it after. All right. All right, so no questions on the first page? All right, let's move on.
Okay, great.
Questions 8 through 16. Does somebody have a question on numbers 8 through 16? No questions? Okay. Just does anybody, and this is the time to be honest. Don't be embarrassed or whatever. Does anybody not know where the summer packet was on the district website? Okay, so you all know it.
I have it, and now I'm trying to find it, so I'm about to go ask my mom.
Jay, you were breaking up big time. Say that again.
I did it, and I have it, and I think mom put it somewhere, so I'm gonna go ask her.
All right, go ahead. All right. Okay. Remember, Jay, can you hear me? Jay, bye, Jay. All right. If you guys recall, I said the most important thing is not that you have it done, because I'm not collecting it just to see that it was, check off that it was done. You're going to have a test on it, so it's more important that you know how to do this stuff as opposed to, just quote unquote having it done. All right, so no questions on numbers whatever to 16. All right, let's move on to the next page. Page 17 to 25. Any questions on 17 to 25? I can't see all your faces, guys.
I'll take no for 25 cents.
No questions.
No questions. No questions up to 25.
Nope. You're playing on Dreambox?
No.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that you guys are heard. Oh wait, hold on. I see some things. All right. All right, Yavisha, I saw your comments. Remember, the most important thing is you know how to do this. All right. You had your hand raised, Simon?
I have a question on 25.
Number
How
20.
does one person have 9,480 candles?
They're in a box. It's math, man. It's the same, it's the same thing that, like, who has 500 cantaloupes in their car? It's just a math thing.
Yeah, it's.
All right.
There's a question where a guy has the average 10-year-old child's weight in beans.
God, yeah.
This packet.
It's math. So anyway, I'm gonna ask you to mute yourself just because there's background noise. All right. So no questions up to 25. All right, let's move on. Next section, 26 to 33. Any questions on 26 to 33?
No questions here.
Okay. All right. Remember, I can't see all your faces, so you got to speak up. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 of you in front of me right now. It really, as people speak, then it changes. Mateo, I hear you. Mateo, you have a question?
Okay, are you on the virtual classroom right now?
Mateo, I got to mute you, buddy. All right, there you go. All right. No questions from 26 to 33? All right. All right. All right, Jay, you're on mute. I mean, All right. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little awkward here. All right. So questions 34 to 41. 34 to 41. Any questions on 34 to 41?
No.
You guys realize that it's okay to ask questions, right? All right. And remember, I know the answer key was there, so that's good. You had something to check it with, but it's important that you guys.
Joey said 34 in the chat. You can't see the chat, but Joey said 34.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Joey. All right, so let's talk about 34.
34.
All right, perfect. So 34 is a division of fractions, right? Let me get my little pen here. You guys see 34 on the screen? All right. So it's a division of fractions. So when you divide fractions, you really need to multiply by the reciprocal, right? So for example, 7/10, 7 over 10 divided by 3/5 is the same as 7 over 10 times the reciprocal of 3/5, which is 5/3, right? Now, before I multiply, I like to simplify. So can I simplify 5 and 10? Yeah, 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into 10 twice. So when I multiply across, I get 7 times 1 is 7, and 2 times 3 is 6. 7 over 6. I don't know if this was multiple choice, if the answer was 7 over 6, or as a mixed number, it would be 1 and 1/6. All right. You're going to notice in 7th grade and beyond, you're going to be leaving numbers as improper fractions. This is what we're going to want to see more. All right. All right. You okay, Joey? It's hard for me to keep track of the chat and what's going on, so I just want to.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good. All right. Any other questions on that section?
I don't know what a reciprocal is.
Reciprocal? Okay. Reciprocal means when two numbers, let me try not to get too technical here. Two numbers that when you multiply them, their product is 1. All right. So I'm going to give you an example of a reciprocal here. All right. Let me change the color to green. All right. So for example, 3/8 times what will give me 1? Well, turns out times 8/3, because if you think about it, 3/8 times 8/3 becomes 24 over 24, which is 1, right? So the reciprocal of 3/8 is 8/3. Now I know some teachers use the term keep, change, flip, right? Keep this the same, change this to a multiplication, and flip this one. I don't like that because you're not flipping it, all right? Flipping 3/5, not trying to be funny, but flipping 3/5 would look like this. This is flipping. That's flipping, right? We're not flipping, we're multiplying by the reciprocal, all right? So whoever asked about reciprocal, does keep, change, flip sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like calling it keep, change, flip. I want to call it what it's mathematically called, which is take this division and turn it into a multiplication by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3. All right. Make sense? I hope. Okay. All right. In this section, let me go back. One problem. All right. In this section, 34 to 41, any other questions? Going once, going twice, no sale. All right. 42 to 47. I have a feeling I know which one's going to come.
46.
I knew 46 was going to come up.
I have a question.
Okay, which one?
Not 46.
Now, which one do you want to see?
42 for me.
42, and then, okay, so let's do 42 first,
Yeah.
and then 46, okay? All right, so let's see. 42. Notice I already had it there because this is a popular one. A photograph that measures 5 inches wide by 7 high is reduced to fit in a space that is 1 inch high. Write a proportion to use to find, that can be used to find W, the width of the photo. Okay, so I want to kind of just draw this because that's the first thing I would do when I'm solving something like this. We have 5 wide and 7 high. This is the photo, right? So 5 inches by 7 inches. Okay. Over here, we want to reduce it to a space that is 1 unit high, and we want to find out what the width is going to be. Right? Do you see the relationship here? 7 inches is the original, and we want to go to 1 inch high. Right? And we want to figure out what side or what size is going to correspond with 5 inches. Okay, so you did a little bit with proportions. We're going to do a lot more this year. What that means is if you were to do, let's call it long side. Sorry about my handwriting. If I did long to short, okay, the long side is 7, goes with the short side of 5. That's going to equal the same as the long side of this. You guys understand why 1 is going to be longer than W? Do you guys see why that is going to be? Right? 1 is going to go with W. Now, can you guys tell me what was the correct answer? Like on your note-taking packet, like what was the answer that was provided as correct? Because there are multiple correct answers to this, or multiple ways of writing the answer.
No, it's not multiple choice. It's just you have to write it down. It's solve it.
Yeah, I know, but on the answer key, what was the answer? Because there's multiple acceptable answers. That's why I'm asking. You guys didn't see that there's an answer key? Hold on.
I know there was an answer key, but I didn't really look at it.
Okay. Well, it was there for you for a reason. I'm going to
I
pull.
didn't know there was an answer.
Okay. It's a second link. I have it in Google Classroom. I'm going to pull up the answer key myself. I know you can't see it, but I can. So just trust me when I tell you this. This was number 42. Okay. They had 5 over 7 equals x over 1. All right. Well, whoever did this put x instead of w. That bothers me. Okay. They had 5 over 7 equals w over 1. I'm going to call it w, the weight should be instead of x. Now, this is what the answer key said. This is what I came up with. But it turns out that the cross products are going to be the same. 7 times w this way, 7 times w this way. 5 times 1 this way, 5 times 1 this way. So these two are just different ways of saying the same thing. Both of them will allow you to write a proportion to solve for W. All right, we okay with that? All right. So next one somebody asked for was number 40.
Thank you.
No problem.
46.
46. All right. Let's see. All right, 46. Courtney needs to wrap this gift box, which is 4.5 inches wide, 6 inches long, and 3 inches tall. What is the surface area of the box? All right. So I want you to kind of think about this. This is a box that is 4.5 inches this way. Okay. It is 6 inches this way. And if I were to fold these up, it's 3 inches tall. Do you guys see that? So you basically have, if you think about this, this is the bottom of the box, and this is the top, right? This is the right side, and this is the left side. And this is the front of the box, and this is the back of the box. That didn't look right. All right. So you have bottom and top, right and left, front and back. You with me? Okay. All right. So let me just erase this because it doesn't. I just kind of wanted to show you that, but let's talk about this. All right. So if you think about this, the front, let's do the bottom of the box. That is 6 by what? 6 by what? What is this dimension here?
4.5.
4.5, right? So if I do 6 times 4.5 is 6 over 1 times, that's 9 over 2. That comes out to 54 over 2. 54 over 2, which is 27. All right. So this one is 27 square inches, and this one here is also 27 square inches. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, what about the right side and the, let's just talk about the right side. This one here. I'm going to do this in green. What is this going to be? What by what?
6 inches by 3 inches.
6 inches by 3 inches, which means this is 18 square inches. All right, I should be writing the labels, but I just don't. I don't want to get things too busy. So this is 18 square inches here, and this is 18 square inches here. You see how these two sides correspond with each other? Okay. Now we have the front and the back. I'm going to do those in blue. What's the front and the back going to be? What are the dimensions of
4.5 by 3 inches.
4.5 by 3 inches, right? So 4 1/2 times 3 is 9 over 2 times 3, or 3 over 1, is 27 over 2, which is equal to, let's see, 2 goes into 27, 13 times, with a remainder of 1/2. So this is going to be 13.5 square inches, and this one's going to be 13.5 square inches, right? So if I were to add these up, right, 13.5 and 13.5 is 27. 27 and 27 is 54. 18 and 18 is 36. Do you guys see what I did there? I just paired them up. The two blues give me 27, the two reds give me 54, and the two greens give me 36. So 7 plus 4, this is a 6, I'm sorry, my handwriting. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 6 is 17, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 5 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So I have 117 inches squared. And by the way, maybe I made a mistake. Let me go check the answer key. Nope, I got it right, 117 inches squared. All right. Any other questions on this problem? Did I confuse anybody along the way? I know it's kind of hard because in class you could just interrupt me, but if there's a problem, now's the time to speak. Okay. All right. So the same section, questions 42 to 47. Any other questions?
Can you go over number 45?
Sure. Number 45, I love this type of question because I'm a geek, you know? Hold on a second. I just want to zoom in a little bit so I can get a good picture of number 45. Okay. What is the area of the shaded region? Give me a sec. Gotta snap a screen capture toolbar. Okay. I love this question because there's so many. Sorry if that. Did you guys hear that little camera click? Did you guys hear the little camera click noise or no? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, it's what happens when I snap a picture or something. Let's go to 100%. Okay. What is the area of the figure shown below? Okay. The reason I really like a question like this is because there's so many different ways to do the problem, and they all are legitimate. I'm going to show you how I would do it, but then there are other ways that people can also do it. All right. Give me a second. I just want to lock that in place. Okay. Here's how I would do the problem. If you think about this, this is a 10 by 16 rectangle, right? True? Are we in agreement there? So 10 by 16, 10 times 16 is 160 inches squared, 160, right? But we have this piece that's cut out of it. What's the area of this piece?
$32.
32.
32 inches, right? This is a 4 by 8, which is 32 inches squared. So you can subtract 160 minus 32. Well, 160 minus 30 is 130, and then take away another 2 puts me at 128 inches squared. All right? You guys see that? Okay. You guys see 128 inches squared? Are we okay with that? Okay. Now, some people might have done something different like this. Now, I'm not going to show you every possible way of solving this, but I took the big rectangle and just took out this small piece. Did anybody cut it up into rectangles that look like, let's say, this right here? Anybody do that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And remember, the answer is 128 inches squared, right? Okay. So if I cut it up into this, this is 10 inches by some number we don't know, right? True? True? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem.
True.
This appears to be the same length as this, right? So if that's the same length as this, and this whole thing is 16, right? That would mean this and this have to add up to 8, so this would be a 4, right? And this would be a 4. Does that make sense? Because 4 plus 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 4 is 16. It would equal this opposite side, right? Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
So this would be 10 by 4, which is 40 inches squared. This would be 4 by this 10 over here, which is also 40 inches squared. Now this is the interesting one. Right here, what is this going to be? I'm going to give you a clue here, guys. What's this length right here in blue? What's that length in blue?
10.
10, which means this piece from here down to here would be 10 minus 4, which is 6. So it would make this a 6 by 8 rectangle, which is 48 inches.
48.
Okay. So now if I take this piece, 40 plus 40 is 80 plus 48. So 80 plus 48.
120.
100, all right. 128 inches squared. We all right with that? Okay. All right. Same section. Any questions? No, we did this one already. Any more questions on 42 to 46? 47, sorry. All right. Let's do the next section, which is 48 to 55. Any questions on 48 to 55? Going once. Going twice.
I'll take 25 cents.
No sale. All right, no questions on 48 to 55. Here we go. Questions 56 to 59. Questions on 56 to 59. We're good? No more questions? Okay. So I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to stop the recording.